You are listening to your auntie's favorite DJ, DJ Tracy Tree.
What the pie? What the pie? What the pie? What the pie?
What's going on, y'all? Happy Thursday. Welcome back to another episode of What the Pod. I go by the name of DJ Tracy Tree, your auntie's favorite DJ, and now your fairy pod mother. I am here with another episode of What the Pod, giving you 3 fresh podcasts that I suggest that you listen to. All right, y'all. It is almost the end of the week, and I am so tired that I don't know if I'll make it. So I got some good podcasts that I've been listening to today. I did some shopping. I went to H&M and I was walking around downtown and listening to some podcasts. So I got a couple to recommend to you. First one up is a Netflix podcast. It's called Okay Now Listen. The specific episode that I listened to, though, was one that's called, let me actually pull this up. Where are we at? Okay, see episode description. All right, it says, okay, we're reclaiming our softness with Heather Headley. And I hadn't heard from her in a minute. So I was like, man, let me hear what Heather Headley is talking about. Quick disclaimer, if you are going to check out this podcast and you have not watched The Ultimatum, but you want to watch The Ultimatum, do not listen to the first 20 minutes of it, because they go on a long ass rant, going through what about the ultimatum. Well, it actually says it right here in the description, but I didn't read that part. The Heather Headley got me there. And I was like, what? But now I know a lot about the ultimatum and I don't feel like I need to watch it. But this episode was really good because I got to hear another side of Heather Headley that I hadn't heard before. And I didn't know that she was doing so much on Broadway and stuff. And then on the podcast, on top of that, she sings a little bit. She does a little Whitney Houston. It wasn't really a performance. She was just doing it as a demonstration, but it was just so good. So if you're looking for a good podcast that has some feel good sisterhood conversations in it, definitely check out Okay, we're reclaiming our softness with Heather Headley. And of course, if you look at the description of this video, I have a playlist on my Spotify that I update every single day with the podcast that I'm listening to. So you can kind of follow along with me. It's going to be a long list of podcasts with a whole bunch of episodes that's got some goodness on it. So you might want to just subscribe there and hit follow. The second podcast, now this one is a new season, not a new podcast. I've talked about this one before on What the Pod, and I'm gonna stop my little background music because I'm gonna play a little bit of this, because True Love is a audio drama. So it's like listening to a soap opera for people who aren't familiar with the concept. I said audio dramas were going to be all the craze in 2022, and so far I have proven myself to be right. True Love had a pretty good first season. I didn't listen to the second season, but let's listen to the trailer for the next season, the latest season that just came out. Wait, that's 5 minutes? Okay, we're not gonna listen to all 5 minutes, but let's listen to some of it. All right, we're gonna. Here we go. Okay. All right. All right, you can also listen to that on Spotify. So again, that's season 3 of this True Love podcast. That's like an audio drama kind of thing. It's getting kind of confusing with all the different kinds of stories that they keep, because when season 2 started, I was mad that the first story didn't continue. I was like, what? Why would they change the whole premise of this podcast? But I get what they're doing. They're just doing a different story each season. If you're into something like that, definitely check out True Love. And of course, it's on my Spotify playlist. Let's get back to where we were, DJ Tracy Trees. All right. So the last podcast of the day. Now this one caught my eye because it seems so strange. Now it's an hour and 22 minutes. I probably won't make it through the whole podcast, or I might listen to it in like 2 times speed to just get through it. But this one says that it's a paranormal, if I can talk, paranormal and true crime podcast. That's a lot going on. Now, true crime has been jumping. I've interviewed a couple paranormal people on What the Pod. One lady, if you look back in my episodes, she had been abducted by aliens when she was a child. And oh, look at that, Charles Jackson. Hey Charles, what's going on? All right, I turned it up a little bit. So one girl on my podcast, a couple at the beginning, like in the first 10 episodes, she had been abducted by aliens. So that was one. And another dude had done magic for Michael Jackson, but he was like a paranormal kind of a guy. So go back and check out those podcasts that are past for me. But this one today is called "And That's Why We Drink." I'm gonna check out a little bit of this episode, but I think it's one of those scary stories. For me, the soundscape is the best here because like you listen to it and then you feel creepy and everything. I'm least likely to watch a scary movie, but I'm more likely to jump into a podcast like that. So all right, y'all. That is my episode for today. Those are the 3 podcasts that I'll be checking out. Catch me tomorrow for another episode of What the Pod. You can always mention me on social media at DJ Tricey Treese on TikTok and Instagram. That's DJ TRICEY on TikTok and Instagram. Let me know what podcast you listen to, and I'll come to you with a fresh episode tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in to What the Pod.